Hello and welcome to Encounter Roleplay and welcome to our Wednesday night horror game. I am Pilgrim, using the wonderful Cult Divinity Lost system from Helmgast. This is an adult horror game. Please do take a look at the caution warnings over in chat, or if you're on YouTube, have a look in the description box down below. Make sure to take care of yourself during tonight's stream, and if you need a break, that's absolutely okay. You can always tag one of our mods if you'd like them to let you know when a scene is over. They are always happy to help, and Mitchell and I will be keeping an eye on chat as well. Speaking of Mitchell, how are you doing tonight? Wonderful game master and storyteller.
Oh, I am excited. I have to focus on not wiggling my tushy because I am that excited. This is going to be an excellent game.
It's true. Before we went live, I could hear this tinking sound, and it turns out that Mitch just has a tail, and like a Labrador, it was just swinging against something.
He just met you, and he loves you.
Speaking of someone we've just met and we love, Rindis, Party Wipe Games, back with us again today. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Unlike my character, I have both of my eyes.
Very important.
You got to really method act here.
Oh yeah. Hold
the
on.
spoon is on standby.
I do have a fork present. Hold on.
Whoa! No! Don't do it, man! Don't do it!
Content warning: sporks and eye.
There we go. Got it.
For health
Oh,
and
yeah.
safety reasons, Encounter Roleplay you do not put cutlery near your eyeballs. Thank you.
Yeah. Do not come for medical advice.
Speaking of people not to come to for medical advice necessarily, but to come to for roleplay advice and general shenanigans, Colonomicon. How you doing, friend?
Colonomicon is a former emergency medical technician. Thank you kindly. You totally could come to me for medical advice. Except not anymore, because my license expired 5 years ago, so don't come to me for medical advice anymore.
What did I just say?
Yeah, okay, no, you're right. But there was a time. You win this round, Charlie. I'm doing great. It's so good to be with all of you. Dom is actually doing pretty good as well. I think Dom's in a really good place after taking a year to gather his thoughts and his backflesh back in one place. And I think he's ready to turn over a new leaf. And I'm sure there's going to be a really happy coming-of-age story for our boy Dom O'Gallagher this session.
It's just so beautiful. Speaking of things that are beautiful, let me run through a few things, Chaos Chorus, if you don't mind. One is our wonderful collection of sponsors for this season. Before I talk to you about our normal sponsors, I want to shout out Axon Punk, who sponsored us recently for a one-shot, and the new Arium RPG, which we will be featuring a one-shot of on September 10th. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's a Thursday, here on Encounter Roleplay. Their Kickstarter kicked off today. I think they're already funded. The art is outstanding. Please do go and check that out. I will see if I can find you a link to throw in chat, unless one of my mods speaks me to it. I don't have the command set up yet, but it is coming. As for our regular sponsors, please check out Helmgast, who do produce the wonderful Cult Divinity Lost, and also have released a wonderful soundtrack that you can use in your games and that you will be hearing today, because I got some of the tracks loaded in, and I'm very excited about it. Other things I'm excited about, we just had the finale of Mage Hand Press's Dark Matter, Conspiracy in the Stars. Their Kickstarter has been a phenomenon and continues to escalate towards the moon, the stars, and the dark side of the galaxy full of mechas. Please do go and check them out and help them reach their stretch goals. Only good stuff is coming. Finally, Modifius, who distribute, create, and manage a whole range of RPGs from Dishonored to Tales from the Loop, and their very own Star Trek Adventures, which will be returning next week on Thursday from 6 till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever time zone we're in, here on Encounter Roleplay. Final double reminder, this is a horror show. Check out our caution warnings, look after yourself, stretch, drink, hydrate, check in with mods, check in with each other. We will be doing the same. We employ safety tools here on Encounter Roleplay in all of our games, and we highly recommend you check out that safety toolkit by Kiana Shaw and Lauren. It's a wonderful toolkit that features a lot of different tools that you can apply in all kinds of ways to support safe play of any type of game. And if you see a clip that you want to make tonight, you could be Clipper of the Week. Currently, Doc Crimbo is on a 2-week streak, but it could be you. And if you're watching on YouTube, you could be Comment of the week. This is a new thing we're adding so that you can get involved with the games even if you don't watch live. Leave us a comment down below and maybe it will be you who is featured on our Twitter shout out on a Sunday for comment of the week. You can also donate to affect tonight's games. All the options are down below if you're watching live or over in chat. And tonight, if we hit 20 retweets, everyone in live chat will be able to send a live message to one of our players, which will be delivered by letter, email, strange missive by our storyteller Mitch. So if you have something to scramble our brains, a comforting word, or anything else you'd like to share, that will be your opportunity. Thank you all so much for taking part in our live poll today. Rindis will be getting a visitor. And finally, if we hit 40 retweets, we will be giving away a copy of this game, the wonderful PDF, which is fully illustrated, hyperlinked, and all the rest, so you can join the cult. And if that isn't enough, you can join the cult by checking out Helmgast's other projects, including Black Madonna and their latest Kickstarter, which has a whole heap of things, including a tome of tales that you cannot get anywhere else, not suitable for stores. Edgy enough for you, fam? Let's hand over to Edgy Boy number 1, Penny for a Tale, to take us away today. You are muted, sir. Or maybe we just lost our hearing.
It was all you guys. I took your eardrums. But it has been a year since the events of last game, as traumatic and mostly Mondays as they were. And we're going to zoom in on Rindis to see what she is up to. What are you up to, Rindis?
Rindis would probably be doing her best to get a show started. She's probably settled in to where did we say, Osaka? She's probably settled into like a cheap apartment in Osaka while working on the appeals for Dom and Molly. But she's been trying to get her show back up and running from here. Surprisingly, if Dom's looked in on it, a lot of their their apartment had been closed out, and there was like a notification for him that his stuff's packed up and in storage, and she's basically moved out here permanently for the time being while researching yokai and stuff out here. But the big problem with that is she did not get her eyesight back, so she has had to have an assistant help her with a great deal of work, including taking care of an unwanted surprise that is now currently in one arm that she is holding while speaking into the microphone and doing her radio show.
Briefly interrupting to welcome our raiders. Thank you so much, Susanna Grace, for dropping in. This is a horror show. Please look after yourselves. Please check out our chat for some more details about what's going on. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. And I believe you named this little one Desiree.
Desiree.
There is a coo and a cry, that desperation for milk of some sort. You probably have formula and stuff you can prepare for it. But at this very moment, you know that you have to go out in order to get some more.
Mm-hmm. And she's very reluctantly, she has the child cradled in one arm while she's taken to naming them and doing their best to be a mother. There is also just a severe disconnect with the child. She probably does not breastfeed, so the cries largely go unanswered as she tries to maneuver between everything that she's doing, and she just calls out to her assistant, Keiko, please can you take Desiree so we can get going?
Keiko sighs and comes over, placing a comforting hand upon your shoulder. I have him. I have them. Brindis, I'm sorry. And she takes the small little package and coos at it softly.
It's okay. I'm sorry. It's just there's so much work to do, and there's never enough time in the day. Um, you have the shopping list, everything we need?
I do, but honestly, you haven't really spent a lot of time with Desiree, and I have some work to do here. I was hoping you could take them out for the time being.
Fine. I can make do. Get the carrier, and I'll carry them.
Excellent. Yeah, she kind of helps you put on this little wrap. You feel the small warm body against your chest, breathing in and out, the heartbeat, slight putter against yours.
Looks like it's just us today then. And she'll head out. So where are we saying that her eyesight is? Is it like enough that she can see kind of? Is she like full on guide stick?
It's kind of everything's blurry and fuzzy.
Okay.
So depending on how well you know the area, you can get by without a stick, but yeah.
She's probably had a year to get acquainted. Probably still has something so she doesn't bump into things, but she can keep Desiree in one arm and the stick out for the other, and will keep moving. While she heads for the nearby store, she'll probably just hands-free try and call the warden for Dom's prison first.
Excellent. It takes a few minutes, but the call finally goes through. Dom, you are kind of placed against a one of those old school telephones off to the side of the wall. Several people are watching you.
Hello?
Dom?
Yes, it's Dom. Rindis.
Hi, Dom. It's Rindis. Yeah. Hi. How are you holding up?
I'm doing very well. You don't have to worry.
I am, and I wanted to let you know that your appeal process is in the works, and I'm going to be meeting with the lawyer and the warden later to try and get this whole mess sorted out.
That won't be necessary, Rindis. You're welcome to try, but I'll make do on my own.
Dom, I am trying. I have been trying. I've been trying for a year. This is almost done. Everything I've been doing has been trying to get you all out.
Oh. It's just it just seems like so much effort for so little reward, really.
Yeah, that seems to be everything going on in my life right now, Dom. But I'm still trying to do it for you.
Very well. I won't dissuade you. But we'll see each other soon, regardless of what happens, Rindis. Don't worry.
I hope so.
I know so. I'll see you soon. And Sophie and Molly,
Right.
too. We'll all see each other soon.
Yeah. It's coming up to a year, so
Feels much longer than that, doesn't it?
you have no idea.
No, I don't. I haven't lived this last year through your eyes. I can't understand what it looks like from your perspective.
Yeah,
For
that's
me, feels like ages.
through my eyes. That's a word for it. Yeah.
Oh. Have you fixed that yet?
The doctors say it's going to be like this for the rest of my life. I may end up losing my sight completely, but it's not going to get any better than this, Dom. Everything will be cloudy forever.
Oh, that's nonsense. We can fix that.
I'm sure you could. I saw what you did with Molly. Maybe you could.
I know I could. And I will.
Oh.
It's
all the more reason to get you out.
Sure, but like I said, regardless of what happens, I'll get out of here. And I'll be seeing you.
Right. Take care of yourself. Don't
I am.
drop soap, and don't find the biggest, baddest motherfucker there and make sure you knock him out. Does it work the same way in Japan as it does in America?
I have already established my place here quite well and didn't have to fight anybody.
Would have been interesting to see, though.
No, I have my own weapons. I'm getting along just fine.
All right.
I'll get out of here in one piece.
Right.
So I have to go to a service now, but I hope we can talk soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll check in again with news.
And you hear from, like, kind of behind Domhnall, someone shouting, "Father Domhnall, come along!" Oh, sorry, I have to go. I'll talk to you soon.
Right. Okay.
Click.
She'll hang up. She'll look down to Desiree and say, "Father Domhnall. Nope, definitely not yours." And she'll just adjust the baby and keep going.
Yeah. You eventually come down to a nice little street with several little stores in front of tall buildings. To your left is a pharmacy, glass thick. You can see yourself in it, as well as the little one kind of shuffling about in the cloth in front of you.
She's probably done her best to avoid looking at her reflection ever since they first got to Japan. And with her eyesight being poor, she's had an aversion to it even more, which probably doesn't help her appearance much. Her hair is probably very disheveled and wild looking, but that's what she has a housekeeper to help with. And she'll head into the store and probably just do her best to keep hands-free, sending out messages and emails to like the various lawyers and stuff about what needs to be done to get them out. Probably focusing a lot more on Molly's case than Dom's, since he seems to have it under control.
Yeah. As you're walking in, the little one looks like it's kind of nodding off. But luckily, there's a kind of a park bench right inside the pharmacy, kind of leaning against the glass, right next to the sliding glass doors. You see several people going in and out of the kind of hallways of the pharmacy. None of them look at you.
Sumimasen, could I get some help, please?
An individual comes over, looks at you, balding, kind of hairline retreating, dark brown eyes, stress lines as well as wrinkles, deep cut, with shows of kind of dirt crusted on the side of his cheeks. How can we help you?
Sorry to bother you. I need assistance. My eyes, and she'll like kind of adjust her glasses a little bit and show where the scarring from her surgery was. My eyesight is not very good, and I need help with a few items. If you could please help me.
Do you have a list?
Yes, and she'll shift the baby around carefully and produce a list. Yes, and I have the list here, and she'll hand it over.
Excellent. Why don't you sit down, and we'll take care of it.
Thank you. And she'll sit down. And when she sits down, she'll shift to her phone again, and she'll probably send Sophie like a text that she probably does like once a week to not seem very weird or clingy, where it's just like, hey, are you there? Just that kind of like making sure you're still alive text, because I imagine they haven't seen each other in a year.
Yeah. As you're sitting there, you notice that the little one, Desiree's moving. You feel their tiny little fingers crawling up your shoulder. Its mouth dragging across you as it seeks to peek right over your shoulder. Its small eyes kind of opening up to the dark streets right behind you.
What are you looking at? And she'll just like pat carefully.
Yeah. You hear the storefront, the door kind of slam shut, kind of giving a jolt. And the baby just, you can feel its little fingers kind of doodling on your shoulder as it gazes at something behind you.
She'll check her phone again, see there's nothing there, and then feeling that they're looking at something, she'll turn around and try and get a good look at it.
Yeah. Through the window, everything's blurry, but you can almost see faintly this person of youth, red hair with glasses, kind of staring at you in almost terror. Through the glass, staring at you at this bench inside the pharmacy, this little baby staring at it from the shoulder.
And there's that realization, and she takes Desiree from her shoulder and kind of pulls her back to just arm's length, double check, make sure that there's nothing wrong with this child, because she remembers very clearly what she had seen.
Yeah, it's the first time in a while that you've seen something disconcerting other than your own nightmares. The baby kind of smiles at you, slight little dribble running down its cheek, its eyes focused on you.
You're not about to start this again, are you, you horrible little monster? And she just maintains this staring contest with the infant.
Slowly but surely, the infant's eyes flutter and then close down upon its tiny little eyes. And it is still. You can still feel the breathing in and out slowly.
Fine. Keep your secrets then. Come on. And she'll pull them back. And what is taking this attendant so long?
And with that, we will shift over to our newcomer, Molly. Molly, you are here in Osaka's prison. One of the guards kind of slides open your cell, and they tell you have a visitor.
I silently stand up and follow them out.
Excellent. They bring you to a lovely little garden with several park benches surrounded by, of course, walls. You are chained to the table, hands forward and legs locked into the bench. The guard kind of leans in and says, "If you need anything, we'll be right behind that wall. You have 10 minutes." And they walk away. Leaving you alone here among several park benches, a little bonsai tree, as well as a willow shifting in the wind.
Just wait.
Yeah. The moment you open your eyes, you see a familiar face staring at you from the other side of the bench. It's Cecil.
Did not expect to see you.
I didn't expect to see you here.
How have you been?
I've been okay. But I don't know, there's a lot of big feelings concerning that. I'm getting married.
Good for you.
Thanks. I actually brought him, so we can only meet one person at a time with you. But after I'm done, I figure he can come in and you could, I don't know, talk to him a little bit.
That would be nice. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
He's good to you?
Yeah. I mean, you've been gone a long time.
Yeah.
You didn't call me. I didn't know you were.
Sorry.
That's kind of exactly what I wanted from you, was that apology. But now that I hear it, it's just, I don't know. I really thought it'd be more. I thought maybe that feeling like embers in your stomach would, I don't know, would something would happen. But I guess that's, I don't know what to say, Mom.
I don't know what you could say either.
I just hoped you would be different from Dad. That you wouldn't leave me. And I have to go across the seas in order to see you or even hear from you. And obviously you can't be at my wedding. If I decide to have children, then what? Am I supposed to tell them my mom is hurt someone overseas and this is it? This is the legacy that our family has?
It's a legacy that you can clearly improve upon. And
fuck you, Mom. Okay?
I know. It just happened. It's nothing planned. It was nothing intentional.
You sound just like him. He sent me a letter about a year ago, and it was the same like you're saying right now. I don't know why I don't know why I came. I mean I want your blessing because desperately every child needs the blessings of the person who has done the most damage to them throughout their lives. I think it's kind of like cream on a burn wound.
I wish you all the blessings in the world. Only good, only happiness.
Thoughts and prayers, right? Right, Mom?
No. May you only know
That's
joy.
What it all comes out to. You had your opportunity. I was afraid and I didn't know what to do, okay? And you were supposed to be there and you promised and you weren't. Here I am. I thought my therapist said that this might be cathartic, but it's not. I'm sorry. I need a few moments. Molly, it was good seeing you again. What I'll ask him to come in and just go to the bathroom or something. And she gets up and leaves, entering back into the prison without looking back at you. Not 1 second.
Love you, Cecile.
There's a couple of minutes that go by. You can kind of feel the stares of the graffiti, these almost doll-like children painted on the side of the brick wall, staring down at you in this little hovel of a prison garden. The door opens and you hear the soft footfalls of someone entering. The first thing you notice are hands grizzled and slightly worn. Your eyes rise up and you see someone you recognize. It's Brent. Older, but smiling. Hey, Molly.
Hello.
Good to see you are well.
Am I?
Well, since last time, sure. Do you have anything to say?
I hope you have a wonderful life together.
I thought for a moment you might still be angry about certain things.
I don't think I have anything left.
That's good. I wish there was a way I could help you. Obviously, you being here was probably the best thing for Cecil.
Would you do me a favor?
Oh, of course. Molly, of course.
Just every now and then, let me know that she's okay.
No. Molly, I never leave empty-handed. I told you this years ago. You and me, Molly. You and me.
Are you done torturing me now?
Not yet. I think I'd like you to admit something. I would like you to admit what you did. The fire, that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fine. I figure you wouldn't, but you know what I love about this position, Molly, is here you are chained up. Your daughter is just behind those walls, obviously distraught. Maybe this is the last time you'll get to talk to her. This is the life you tried to take from me. And I'm going to have it all. Every little bit, every moment that you wish you had, I'm going to have it.
And may you choke on it.
Oh. Speaking of choking and compromising images, I have several photos in my pocket I'd like to show you, but I don't think I need to show you. I guess I want you to understand that unless you admit to what you did, these photos will be leaked. Am I making myself clear, Molly? Did you want to see them? Is that it?
Sure.
He digs into his pocket and pulls out several Polaroids. Cecil, and I won't describe it, but in some very compromising positions. Vulnerable. Do we have an understanding, Molly? family trying to look out for you.
So what's the point of having to admit something that happened so long ago?
You haven't been punished for it, Molly. I never leave empty-handed, Molly.
Consider this part of that punishment.
What? You in prison? Me taking your daughter?
That too, yes.
And I'll think of you often. You know, we're thinking about having our honeymoon in Japan.
I heard it's a lovely country.
It is. I adore everything here. It's it's amazing. Beautiful lands. I think I'm going to take her to several wonderful places. There's a lot of places here that really have been untouched by human hands, even still. Deep forests, forgotten places, and all sorts of stuff. And I'm glad we have your blessing.
You're gonna kill her, aren't you?
Does that sound like something I would do?
Yes.
No. Molly, I love you. Why would I do something that would prevent you from staying? I am here for you. Despite what you've done to me, I am going to take care of your daughter. I'm going to take care of you. It doesn't have to end here. We can still be a happy family. And I'm excited about it. I truly am. So, Molly, we have to see somehow. I have to get out of here. But you know what? Thoughts and prayers, Molly. Thoughts and prayers. Can I have a kiss before, for old time's sake, before I leave? They can't see, so.
No.
All right, fine. I'll leave this photo here, and he places one before you. Licking his lips, he gets up. I will see you later, Molly. Remember, we'll write, and we love you. He nods and heads out. You feel a hand on your shoulder. The prison guard looking down at you. You okay, Miss O'Brien?
Yes. Yes. Fine. Tidy up the mess.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry for all of this. That looked tough, and
It's fine. Everything's fine.
okay. You see him kind of fumbling with this baton while you're still kind of shackled into the bench, and he pulls it out and sighs. Look, I'm sorry again. I got kids to feed. You know? Okay. And you feel the first smack against your skull. And then another. He puts the baton back on his belt and carefully unlocks your legs and your feet from the park bench. All right, Molly, that's it. You can go back now.
Thank you.
He leads you back into the hallway. One of the other guards kind of looks at you, then looks at the other gentleman. What happened to her? He replies, she fell. Just kind of, chains got stuck. I don't think she's quite used to it yet. Right, Molly?
Right. Old and clumsy.
Yep. And he places a hand kind of gently on the back of your neck and leads you back to the cell. We will shift over to Sophia. How are you doing? And where are you at?
I am staring at the same four walls that I have been staring at for about 3 months now. Since I made a scene. But hey, this TV has National Geographic. Whoever gets bored of that, eh? It's ice truck men doing ice truck men things. And if it's not ice truck men, it's lumber men or fisher men. Occasionally, I get really excited when the animals come on. But mostly, ice truck men, lumber men, fisher men. I used to like men, going off of them.
And where are you? Are you... What occurred since the last session?
So, since last session, Sophia's parents did some work both above and below board to ensure their one and only daughter did not end up in a Tokyo jail. And she has since, however, been in various facilities and now is in a secure hotel suite where occasionally she gets to go down to the lobby for a walk. It's terribly exciting if you're Sophia. She attempted to escape 3 months ago out of sheer boredom, frustration, irritation, and arrogance. And she managed to be free for about 3 hours. But now she is back. And she gets no cell phone privileges, no computer privileges. If she's lucky, occasionally the security guard Roscoe smiles at her, which is thrilling. And she enjoys trying to provoke him to do anything other. But his will seems stronger than hers, which is very frustrating, and ruins the game after about 20 days of playing it straight.
Yeah.
But when she sleeps, she does get to escape. Only the places she escapes to are far worse than boring walls in a hotel suite or a facility for medical care. They're forests with upturned cars, angels with bloody, fleshy wings, labyrinths through hell. And sometimes Domhnall, Rindis, Molly, and Dylan are there. Sometimes twins who make yellow ice cream and have missing teeth. There's never enough drugs there. There's not even enough caffeine in her coffee. And she glances to the side and there's a vending machine style styrofoam cup situation. And it's essentially brown water, bitter, burnt tasting, cardboardy.
With the powdered creamer. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. You know the one, it kind of floats on the surface, slightly oily film.
Yeah, those are the
The one.
best. Yeah, and every now and then
Really
you
is
do
a horror
have some decent you do have some decent dreams of your family back in America, enjoying life very much without you or with you. At times it's kind of hard to tell what exactly is occurring. Your doctor kind of taps on the window to your room and the door slightly opens up. Miss Johansson, I think we're ready for our session.
Really? It's Wednesday already? She sits up.
Yep. All right, come on. He takes you out to his office, sitting down. He's pretty young, very attractive. He kind of has this sensitivity and slight nervousness of someone who's kind of new to his post. He motions for you to sit down, and every time you try to grasp his name, it just always ends up as a fuzzy mess. Even looking down at his little plaque, which should have his name on it, it just seems fuzzy and blurry. He sits across from you, the little balls kind of tapping against each other, as well as the stereotypical bird guzzling old water. You can see a little bit of mold forming on the bottom of the glass. It's pretty quiet except for the occasional thumps from this awkward rain on the outside. A slight mist can be seen. And the ticking of the clock, which is slightly off by a couple of seconds. It's just kind of a slower tick than most. So, we had a wonderful discussion last week, I think. How are you feeling today?
Bored. Frustrated. Ready to invent new traumas for you to enjoy, Doctor.
Well, that's not really the hope here, is it? We talked last week about Sophia Johansson.
Sophia Johansson.
Yeah, sorry, its pronunciations are always difficult. Can you tell me about her?
What would you like to know today?
How did you first meet her? Yeah, let's start with that.
She was born to Michael and Brigitte Johansson. Brigitte Johansson is a politician.
Well, no, I want to talk about Sophia. Do you understand?
I am telling you about Sophia. How can I tell you how I met her? She is me.
I thought we went through this already. Sophia, we're not going to make any progress if you continue this. You understand?
Okay, what is my name then, Doctor? Remind me.
You tell me. We've been trying to figure that out for some time. We know that the person you've been impersonating for about a year and a half is back home safely with her family. I've shown you the pictures. I can show them to you again. But I assure you, you are not Sophia. I think, and I'm speculating, but I think something bad happened to you. I think that scar left something that you desperately wanted to fill, and you filled it with the closest person you could. When the illusion started breaking down around you, you couldn't handle it, and, well, you took it out on a poor police officer.
What do you know about illusions, Doctor?
Oh, it's kind of what I've been studying my whole life. That's why I'm here, to help guide you through the illusions.
What is the difference between an illusion and a delusion, Doctor?
One is true from every perception. The other is only true from a few. You are the only person who believes that you are Sophia. Every eyewitness, even Sophia's parents, can confirm that they do indeed have their daughter and they are enjoying a wonderful life. Which makes you the anomaly in this. You are the lie, so to speak. And one that you've created yourself.
You've caught me. How can I hold up to this any longer? I'm so bored. Alright, my name is Sophia O'Brien. My mother is an archivist called Molly. She has a wicked sense of humor. You'll like her. No, I'm sorry. That's another friend. My name is Sophia Baruccio. My sister is a red-headed
Sophia.
sexual...
Sophia.
Yes.
Shut up.
Stop.
All right. I feel this is a repeating phenomenon. And honestly, the state can't continue to support you here. So unless there's some improvement, you're going to be moved to a different facility. And I promise you, Sophia, the care for your mental health will not be the same.
Okay, how about this name? Sophia Gallagher. She is a magician. Watch this, Doctor. And behind him, Sophie is going to try and make the window slam shut and open again.
All right. What are you
so
doing?
I need to make a roll. I'm going to use an ability called telekinesis. This gets more difficult the larger the object that she tries to affect. So
small.
if it's a small object, I just need I think a level of success if I'm reading this right.
Does anyone want to give her 2020 dice?
No. I mean, you could give me
I'm
nightmare
tempted.
mode dice if you really want.
I have
'cause
four.
I do have a.
We can donate our crits because I have 4. I mean,
Holy heck.
I'm just
You
saying.
can't
can
donate
take
your
one.
bad crits. No, I've got a good one. Thank you so much to Anna for giving us big crits earlier. Mitchell, if you want to unlock Nightmare mode, I do have one negative crit, which is the unlock for that. If I were to get up to 2, then you could unlock 2020 mode. For anyone curious how it works, the red crits are bad. Oh, that's the other side. Red crits are bad. They make it harder and harder for us to roll. The blue crits give us a reroll, but we have to take whatever we get, which sometimes can be better, sometimes can be worse. Alright, so this says you can move objects by using the power of your mind, but the larger they are, the more mental effort is required. When you use telekinesis as a weapon, you perform with the following attacks. Technically not using it as a weapon, but it doesn't tell me what to roll. I'm looking at page 369 in the book.
We'll do soul.
So, good. She didn't spec into that at all. Alright, so this is going to be 2d6 for me. Normally we roll 2d10s, but because of Nightmare mode, I'm down to d6s. 10! 10! Double 5s.
So just 10?
Yes, just 10. That's it.
It's not 9. It's not 9.
It is true. 1 above 9. All right, I'll let you decide what happens. Something bad has to happen as well, but let me know.
So the window slams down shut, but as it does, the glass shatters, and it makes that cracking sound that tempered glass makes, just crack, 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 crack. And as it comes up, the entire sheet falls out and outside of the window frame. A gust of air comes in, and it carries with it a bird, and a bird comes in, and the bird drops dead in Sophia's lap. And she's staring down at it, and the bird has no eyes. And that's the bad thing, Mitch. There's a bird with no eyes, dead in her lap. The window's broken. It's a little bit more than she was intending.
Monday.
Is that our pet pal?
They conjured the bird.
The no-eyed bird is our pet pal?
Yes, apparently so.
Yeah, the doctor kind of watches this unfold, the insanity, as he shakes his head. Are you okay?
I don't know what just happened. And she's gonna slowly pick up this bird and look at it more closely.
Yeah. The empty socket staring back at you. You can almost hear a soft baby cry in the distance, reverberating in your mind and all too far away.
I want to go back to my room now. There's no point in this conversation. You don't listen to me.
All right. He gets up and kind of looks over at the glass and sighs. Sophia, I really tried. Okay.
Did you? Is this what you call trying, Doctor?
It just seems like you are content with being just another statistic. That mostly you'll be forgotten in whatever hellhole they decide to send you in order to save money. You could have had a life, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and I really wish I could have done more.
I don't know where this music is coming from in my head, and it's very distracting. Don't you hear it, Doctor? It's like something from another world. Which side are you from? Do you know him? Do you know Henji? Is it him? Huh? No. Who do you work for? Who wants to know my real name? I've read a lot of books, you know. There are lots of stories. The Germans, they love fairy stories. And in those fairy stories you learn, if you know someone's real name, you have all kinds of power. Maybe I am Rumpelstiltskin. How does that strike you? How's that for a name, Dr. Vanilla, Dr. fucking Neutral who doesn't even have a name? Huh? How's that for a name?
I know all you want is to forget. But remember, it's never too late to make a change.
Why don't they just give me a new name then? I swear on my life I give up Sophia Johansson.
I know. And he comes over on the other side of the desk and extends his hand.
She'll place the dead bird down on the desk and then take his hand.
He grasps it and pulls out a very long needle. You're gonna go to sleep for some time. When you wake up next, you'll be in the next facility.
Giving up is weak.
Giving up is human. People do it every day.
But you won't let me give up. Is that not a paradox? You tell me, don't forget, live. And here you are, forgetting me, throwing me away into some hole.
Sophia?
Yes.
I've tried. My patience is running thin. You've given up a long time ago. All right? And this doesn't just affect you, it affects me as well. All right? This is something bad that will be on my record. Because I failed you. But really, you've failed yourself and you failed me.
Can I offer you one last story then, Doctor? We'll see how you feel at the end of it.
Sure.
She'll squeeze his hand and smile at him. Once upon a time, there was a doctor. He worked and he struggled through university to get his degree, his postgraduate degree, his doctorate. His mother and father, they were proud. They'd lived all their lives in a little suburban place. It was all right. They weren't special. All he wanted was to do something special, to help people. All around the world, people were suffering, and he could do something with his privilege. He could help someone. He could save that little girl before she took a wrong turn, maybe. But he found himself stuck in a facility. They told him, we only hire the best, and we want you. For a few days, he was proud. But in a few days, it was a week, 2 weeks, a year. He had more and more people come to him that he could not save. He couldn't understand. He couldn't fix. And then he had this one girl, Sophie. She thought she was a princess. Daughter of a cartel boss, daughter of a politician. Sometimes she'd come up with bullshit stories. Sometimes she'd tell the truth. But it wasn't the truth that he wanted. Because the paper in front of him said, this girl is not this girl. These photos, they don't match. It doesn't make any sense. Her mind is twisted. If only I can reach her. But then one day, he came to an end. What could he do? She was a blemish, a problem in his files. He had an alright life. he could continue having his adequate life. If only she would disappear. Of course, he sent her somewhere where they could still try and help her. Not as good as him, but at least she wouldn't be his problem. The problem of this girl who was just a question mark. But then he thought, I have a really good idea. What if I just make her disappear? Instead of pulling a rabbit from the hat, I just tuck her in the shredder. And away she goes, out an open window. She never existed because we never knew who she was. There was no one to lose. And he ticked a few boxes in his file, he cut up a few pieces of paper, and moved on. And his little problem disappeared too. And they both lived happily ever after in a land far, far away from each other. And I would like to try something on this doctor, if I may. As she's telling him the story, she'll gently be stroking his hand. She knows she's being slightly spiteful with her words, but there's also some, as charming as Sophia gets, as she smiles and she plays. And I'd like to try bewitchery to convince this guy of what I want. So
go ahead and roll.
I'm very excited. Can you tell, fam, that I've got new things to play with, and I just want to play with them all. So bewitchery.
You got lots of good stuff.
I slipped. I fell down the rabbit hole. Look at me go. Bye. I roll with charisma. And there are various options depending on how well I do. Am I still in 2020? No, nightmare mode, not 2020 mode. Breathe.
I mean, I would like yes, but I forget.
I mean, generally we set it to just one roll, but if you're the boss.
No, you are free from nightmare mode.
Free. If anyone wants to re-invoke nightmare mode on me, just send me one of those little nat 20s in the bad form, and away we'll go. And don't forget, if you want to interact with today's live show, we did unlock that retweet thing. Just send a highlighted message with the character's name, and I will get those sent over to Mitch as we play. And you will hear them appear. Oh no. Right, rolling. 10! Nailed it. Good job, Sophie. Consistent as always. So I get to choose up to 2 options. I can make the victim like me, and they take +1 relation to me. I can influence the victim as if I rolled a 15+ on influence, or I can make the victim desire me. Because I get 2 of these. I would like to make the victim like me, and I would like to influence my victim as if I'd rolled a 15+, which I think means they do what I want them to.
And what is the bad thing that occurs?
There's no bad thing, only good things for Sophie. I don't know. You tell me, what is the bad thing that occurs, Mitch?
Alright, what are you trying to make him do?
She wants him to conveniently lose her paperwork so she can just leave and be anonymous in exchange for her never using the name Sophia Johansson. So if she ever uses that name, obviously that would be a big old red flag for everyone. And it means she doesn't get sent to the bad place because she doesn't want to go. She's bored. She wants to be out of here. And she wants her files to conveniently disappear.
His other hand reaches out and takes your other. He kind of has this vacant look on his face as he leads you to this window.
Well, Doctor?
Goodbye.
Pushes me out the window. Out she goes.
Endure injury at a -2.
Oof. Alright, so just -2 to this. 13. I rolled
Excellent.
a 15, fam. I'm so proud.
You come down, kind of blurry, several stories hitting the grass. You notice that several papers are falling over you, starting to be torn apart from the rain. You look down at your elbow and you notice that part of the bone is sticking out the other way. Bits of your flesh kind of pulling in and blood caking the grass underneath you.
Fuck. She goes and checks she's not muted, and then she kind of holds the arm across her, trying to keep it elevated, keep it from bleeding too much, and she's just going to start running for the boundary, whatever it is, whether that's into trees, into traffic, into the woods, into a puddle. Don't care. She's going for whatever the boundary of this thing is. If it's a lake, she's going to swim it. She's off. She's done. She's out of here. She'll figure out the rest when she's the other side.
Yay. And we go over to Dommel. How you doing?
Dom's doing good. Dom's just finishing up having another service at the prison. He has his usual Wednesday night group that comes in and does a bit of reading. And he's just sort of finishing snuffing out a few candles, a few incense. There's prison guards that stay nearby to watch, as is required by policy, but they really keep their distance more than any other group away from Dommel's meeting. They stay outside the door with their back to it. They don't even really want to look inside at what's happening, but it's really nothing sinister, that's the thing. They're just reading. But there's just something unsettling about it. And the guards don't want to have the duty of watching over Dommel's group. And he's just putting things together, stacking up his books, and getting ready to go back to his cell for a bit of quiet contemplation.
Yeah. The guards give you a wide berth. They're kind of not really interested in your activities. And you even have your own cell.
Solitude. Dom sets down his books, sets down his stack of grimoires and his notes, some of the things he said at the sermon today. Has a small little box of candles and incense that he's not really even supposed to have, but the guards let him have it. And he tucks that away, puts place for everything in its place. The whole cell is very neat and tidy. And he sits down and kind of sits upright on his bed, back straight, shuts his eyes, and tries to imagine seeing his friends. He sits down kind of cross-legged on his bed, takes some deep breaths, and his head starts to lean forward as if he's kind of falling asleep. And he cycles through the names of his friends like he does every night to try to go away and see them in their sleep. And he wants to check on Molly tonight and see how she's holding up.
Molly, how are your dreams tonight?
Very fiery.
Yeah, describe the area that.
Can I do a roll? Because I'm trying to use the dreamer ability here. So it's like it will depend on. It'll change the scene, I guess, depending on how that comes out. So let's see if we meet where we actually meant to meet. That's the trick. It is plus soul, so... You know what? I have so many crits. I'm going to use one of my crits on this.
Yeah.
Let's not screw with this. So that would be with a crit on that I would meet them in the intended place at the intended time. The intended person in the intended place at the intended time, so I should be able to find Molly with no issue.
All right, then Molly, describe the scene. Oh, go ahead.
The only thing I want to add to that is just that Dom is hiding. He doesn't want to be seen by Molly. So he's whatever scene you're in, I'll tuck myself into it somewhere.
Creeping.
I am sitting on a hillside, looking out over a flat plain of carnival tents and wagons, carnival rides, and then it suddenly just bursts into flame. And I just watch. And smile.
You said you're up on the hillside?
Yeah, just sitting in the grass.
There's a large tree just a little bit further ways up the hill that Dom is just leaning beside. In the vision, in the dream, he looks exactly, he's dressed exactly the same way. He has all the same clothes on, and he's just sort of peering, watching you. He's visited all of you guys in your dreams quite a bit over the last year, but Molly's are always the most subdued until they're not. And this is yet another in the long line of Molly dreams that kind of take this tenor. And he peers around behind the tree, staring at this burning carnival beneath him. And having seen this kind of thing play out before, he kind of just... And he saunters down the hill and sits down next to Molly on the hillside. And you see that he looks well. His hair's been cut. He's not nearly as scruffy as he was. His beard's been trimmed. He's wearing a suit. He looks pretty put together compared to last time you saw him. You can't see his back, so you can't comment on that, but he looks like he's doing all right. And he sits down and he smiles at you. It's just, hey, Molly.
Hey.
How you holding up?
You clean up pretty good.
Thanks. This is a good look for you, too.
Thank you. I'm being stylish now.
Yeah, it's very high fashion.
Mysterious.
What's been going on?
Not much.
You're still in?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Fun, ain't it?
It's not so bad. There's always chances to get away, take a tour like this. Never
You're
really
lucky.
confined. It's a trick I can teach you.
That'd be nice. Be real nice.
Well, I can't do it through here, but when we see each other again, I can teach you at least the basics. You'll get out. Don't worry. We're all gonna get out.
Right. I have a feeling the only way I'm getting out is in a coffin.
No. No. Molly. Molly. Your friends aren't gonna let that happen.
You gonna take over Japan?
If I have to.
Burn it to the ground?
If I have to.
I appreciate that.
What do you need, Molly? What can I do for you? Anything you need me to tell the others?
The only thing I need is for my daughter to be safe. And
Yes.
I can't do anything. There's nothing that can be done.
Molly, I need you to look at me here. If I asked you, right now, who it was that is tormenting you, if I asked you for their name, would you tell me that, knowing full well exactly what that means?
Brent.
That's all I needed to hear. And he stands and brushes the dirt off of his pants. We'll talk soon, Molly. I'll take care of it.
Take care, love.
And he bends down and gives you a hug. Stay strong, okay?
I will.
Stronger than you realize.
As long as I can sit here and watch the world burn, I'm fine.
All right. I'll be in touch. And he turns and walks back up the hill to the tree and walks straight into it. Some platform 9 3/4 bullshit. And goes straight into it and disappears. And Dom snaps his eyes open back in his cell and walks over to the door and begins just pounding on it, trying to get a guard's attention. Oh, you're muted, Mitch.
One of the guards walks up. Dom, it's a little late. Can you not do that?
Yeah. I need to make a phone call.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay. He unlocks it and kind of brings you over to one of the call centers. Make it quick. People are trying to sleep.
Won't be a minute. And try to call Rindis.
Ring, ring, Rendis. Ring, ring.
That was so sinister. Fucking hell.
It was spooky. There would be just the buzz against her desk, and she's in the middle of a show, and she just says, "Sorry, callers. One moment. We're going to take a call from the ether. Let's see who's on the line. You've called Rindis's Spooky Moon hotline. Who am I speaking to?"
Brent. Brent. Who is Brent?
And she just immediately reaches over to the microphone, mutes it. Dom, what?
Who is Brent? Molly's ex-husband, boyfriend, what? Who is Brent?
Shit. Would we know their name, at least in passing? Like, drunken Molly ranted about how much she hated this guy. Is there any information we would have known?
We'll say with the little story event earlier that you've done some preliminary research and you do recognize the name Brent. Brent O'Brien.
I know the name. That's her ex-husband, I think, right? I've been looking into it, working on her case.
Find him.
Oh, I was planning on it. Real scumbag. Did you have something in mind already?
I already am going to work on my part, but I know you probably have a few things in mind yourself. I just wanted to make sure we were pulling in the same direction.
Yeah, no, I was working on her appeals case. I didn't know anything new has come up, but I can... You're not the only one with tricks up their sleeve now, Dom. I'll make sure he's not a problem for her anymore.
Okay. I'm going to pay him a visit, but whatever you need to do, and hell, whatever you want to do it. I know what you're capable of.
Soften him up for me.
I will. Good luck with the show, Rendis.
Yeah, you could have at least mentioned skunk apes. Thanks.
Put me back online.
Yeah, she flips it over. Exactly, yes. That is what we would call the western chupacabra of the Ganges River. Did you have any more information for me, caller?
No, I think you really covered everything I ever could possibly wanted to know about skunk apes. That was extremely thorough, so I don't think I ever need to call in ever again. I think my work here is done. Thank you so much, Rendis. Have a wonderful evening. You're a national treasure. Goodbye.
And you're sweet too. So everybody, if you are just tuning in, remember that this is Rendis's Dark Moon podcast, and we are dedicated to finding the truth. Never believe that the skunk apes, Bigfoot, and the Yeti are not all connected and part of the same family. And, well, what I wanted to talk about today is yokai. My stint in Japan has been very illuminating for me, and there are a number of evil spirits and benevolent spirits in Japan. You should always be careful when entering houses and down in sacred forests. Just in general, make sure that you have really researched what you're doing while traveling abroad in a foreign country to not disturb the local spirits there.
Rendis, ring.
We have another caller on the line. Why don't we go ahead and answer the phones? And she'll answer, "Hello, this is Rendis of Rendis's Dark Moon podcast. How can I help you?"
Hello, do you hear me?
Of course, caller, I can hear you. Who am I speaking to?
It's me. We had
Hi,
a fling.
you're gonna have to...
We had a fling a couple years back.
Me, that really doesn't narrow it down very much.
Okay. I did not expect that.
Unfortunately, I'm a very honest woman, so...
Congratulations on your child. And there's a click, and the tone goes silent.
Okay, I'll have to remind the audience on the airwaves that personal calls should not be coming in during the radio show. That's a bit awkward, and I do apologize. I'll have to fire my call screener. She doesn't have a call screener.
Yeah, and you as you're kind of looking around, you notice that your little one has these little blocks that they play with kind of off into the corner. Right now they're asleep, drifting softly into dreamland, but almost with a quick pass you can almost see an eye, and then the heart, and then a U just lined up at the blocks.
She gets that feeling where it's just like a stone hitting your stomach, and she just kind of frowns in the direction of the child and walks over to where the blocks are, and she considers spelling out something and probably thinks better of it, knowing full well that the child can't read, but has a moment of hesitation, grabs a couple of the blocks, and just spells out the word mistake in the blocks and walks back to her desk.
Yeah. And that happens. You see several
All right,
unopened
let's...
on your screen. A slight kind of shift of light and color on the screen as well, most likely from a storm that's currently happening outside.
I think we're going to call the radio show here early, ladies and gentlemen. That last call seems to have set things back a little bit, but I'll be back again tomorrow, and we can go over some more important information and try and piece together my found footage from a year ago. It is the anniversary of our trip after all, so I know you've all been waiting anxiously to see it. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. And she'll
The lights go
disconnect
out.
and pull up the emails.
The lights go out. There is no more party or no more electricity. It's dark, and you hear the soft cries of your child in a corner.
Very dejected sigh and gets up and walks over to the crib where they're kept and looks down at the child. She probably doesn't reach out to comfort them, probably just stands there listening to the noise.
There's a blanket over the soft moving figure.
She'll kind of tilt her head. Her eyesight's not very good after all, but she's gonna reach out and try and grab at whatever it was.
Yeah. Reaching down, the blanket just kind of folds in on itself, but you still kind of hear the wheezing and crying, something choking.
Oh, it would be too much to hope for. She's gonna try to... She fights back the urge to just walk away from the sound and the wheezing and tries to pull the collapsing blanket away completely so that if it's causing the child to suffocate, it will. She'll probably do their best to reach out and lift the child up. All right, enough. Please, enough. It's too late for this.
Picking up the small object, bringing it closer to yourself. There's a slight dripping of something, maybe some thick paint, onto the floor. In the eyes of this thing, it's kind of clear, white. And carved into its little eyes, you can almost see the words, "Will you reap the wicked souls for me?"
Closes her eyes and thinks on it, and a smile spreads. Of course I will. I have been so hungry lately, and there's a name right on the tip of my tongue that I need to find. Brett.
The baby smiles, maybe for the first time.
This leather coat, y'all, it is just rough. I'm gonna do a Sophie here.
Yeah, I got stressed and sweaty, and the jacket had to go.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm at. It's like I'm dedicated to the RP, but it's too much.
Also, your baby's really scary. Just in case you hadn't noticed.
There's a reason she doesn't like it. I mean, there are lots of reasons she has a problem with this child, but we will probably explore that as the series goes on.
All right.
Okay, we'll head on over to Domhnall. Mr. Gallagher.
Mr. Gallagher has returned to his cell and has pulled out his materials again that he had at the service. He has a kind of almost a tackle box that he carries a lot of his ritual equipment in, his candles and incense and burners and braziers and all that. But it has a false bottom that he pops the top compartment out of, things you can get in prison, that he pops the top out of, and places it down, and beneath it he has a special set of candles he only uses for very particular types of rituals. And he lays down a mat on the floor and places these black candles around it. And he walks up to the window and looks about just to make sure that there's not going to be any guards coming his way or anything, that he's going to have some time to himself. Does it look good? So he lights these candles and sets down cross-legged on the floor and leans his back against the edge of his bed. And he focuses on that name. He's repeating it under his breath. There's sort of this long speaking in tongues kind of droning that always ends rather abruptly on the name Brent. And then he pauses and takes a breath and then repeats the incantation. And again, you see Domhnall begin to nod off, and his head leans forward. And he is going to look for Brent in the dream. And Colin is going to use a crit to find that motherfucker in the dream. So what's he up to? Oh, yeah, I'm using my dreaming ability again.
Mitch, you muted.
No, you're muted.
I'm going to use my 3 crits to bring Rendis, Molly, and Sophia along for this ride.
Oh! Oh!
Everybody's coming up at you.
Fantastic. Let's go.
So we're gonna get him.
How do they all appear?
It's kind of that same way you guys all came to Japan. There's that dreamlike scenario where you're just coming off and you're in the wonderful airport, just arriving in Japan, all together, all fresh, carrying Dylan, but still hopeful about what will come.
So this is the first time we've seen each other since then, probably. I'm gonna say that Dom's projecting a lot of this, through his magic. So like to the rest of you, I don't know. Maybe it's determined. Almost, this is a weird question about whose dream is it at this point. But as to what if we look like ourselves from back then or if we look like now. But I'm going to say for Dom, he looks like this. To the rest of you, he looks noticeably different than the last time you saw him.
Would it be like what our true selves are, or how we represent ourselves?
Probably whatever, I guess.
Yeah, whatever everyone wants.
I want to hear what the others say first.
Yeah, Dom looks cleaned up.
Okay, so I think Sophie is in the exact same outfit that you last remember her wearing, the jacket that she'd worn as we'd gone up to the doll village. She's even dragging a rickety suitcase behind her. But as she turns to look at you, she's got that pink hair as normal, but her face is weirdly blurry. And her eyes, where they're normally a dark brown, seem to have almost a golden glow, but it's not a warm gold, it's almost a sickly yellowish gold. But they are framed on this blurry face by perfect eyelashes. Thick, top and bottom.
Hello, Sophie. Hi. That's you. Yeah?
This isn't a normal dream.
Oh, no. Not at all. Manipulated.
What did you do to me?
I haven't done anything to you. Just drew you in. I thought you'd want to participate. I brought all of our friends with us, actually.
Participate in what?
You'll see. Just a moment. Molly, are you okay?
The last time you said you see, bad things happened. Molly.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen again.
Hey, Sophie.
Is really you?
As much me as I can be, considering I'm not really here.
Wait,
I
what do you
feel
mean
that.
What do you mean we're not here? Oh, Dom, did you put me to sleep again?
I didn't put you to sleep. That's a very crude way of putting what I did. But you are astral projecting into a dream right now, yes. Oh, you were still on air. I'm sorry, Rindis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Rindis will reach up and just sprouting up through the part of her hair, there are two little horns that have started to protrude, and much like Sophie appearing a little different, her eyes are missing, and little green orbs of fire glow out of her eyes, and she just has two tiny little bat wings on her back now. You said you were going to handle this. Why are we here?
Just thought you might want to come along and see.
All
In
right,
fact,
but
something
I'm
I've been
gonna
meaning to show all of you for quite a while, actually.
Okay, sure.
It's not Dylan,
Molly,
is it?
It's not Dylan. I still don't know where he is, if he's anywhere.
Oh, he's hanging out with
He's out there.
My apartment. You guys
I
were
want to wake up.
indisposed. You guys were indisposed, so somebody had to hold on to him.
Not that, Rindy. I mean, whatever part of Dylan talked to me. I'll find him. But in the meantime, I thought it would be nice for all of us to get together and just do a little something together. Molly, I really hope you don't mind. But I would like to pay Brent a visit.
The dog guy?
No, Brent's Molly's,
Yeah. Well, thanks, Rindis.
Oh,
Well, look. Would you really want him to be considered like your husband or something positive? Let's remember him as the scumbag that he is.
And continues to be forever and ever.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Wait, he's back in your life? How? Didn't you leave him? Like, forever ago?
He's engaged to be married.
So we're saving his new wife from a terrible fate somehow?
Oh, heavens, yes.
I'm not
I sure
against
hope
this.
so.
I didn't think you would be.
Okay. How?
Oh,
I
I
have
just
a lot
gotta go
of-
show him a few things.
I have a lot of pent-up frustration. I'm very ready.
Okay, then. I can navigate us there. Shouldn't be too hard.
Wait, where
We can
are
find him.
you all? I
Oh,
mean,
I'm in
apart from
Osaka.
here. Prison, Osaka, Molly?
I'm still in prison in Osaka, too.
Domhnall, are you in
Where are
Osaka prison? I'm
Yeah.
nowhere. Explicitly nowhere.
Yeah, apparently you haven't been answering any of my texts for a year.
My phone
I
rights
can get a
were
hold of 2
revoked.
people in prison. Oh, well, okay. I'll forgive it.
And then I was pushed out. It's a long story. How?
pushed you
All
out?
right.
window.
A year?
Yeah, a year.
Only a year?
Yeah, only a year.
So we're all here in a dream. How do we get a guy while we're in a dream? How do
I
we
think Dom
find
was getting
him?
to that.
Follow me. And Dom puts his hand through, reaches behind him into the air at nothing, and just like pulls it back like a curtain, and just invites everyone to step through.
Yeah, sure, why not? This is normal, so she just walks through the curtain.
Wait, before you... How do we know this is Domhnall? How do we not know this is some thing? This is some trick?
Does it matter anymore?
Well, the things in my dreams haven't shown up yet, so if it's bad, we'll know. That's usually his fault too, but we should probably hurry before they show up.
Wait, Domhnall, where is Rindis's weird birthmark?
Oh, where is Rindis's weird birthmark? I don't remember.
He does not
The
know
upper
that.
thigh? Yeah, I don't think I know. I don't think I know this.
He doesn't know
Not
that.
that close.
Your roommates, how do you know? Okay, fine.
He's probably
Fine.
seen a lot of things, but not that.
What does the Hufflepuff tie mean?
Okay, yeah, he'd know that.
Dom chuckles. All right, I know you always wanted to know, so I'll tell you. Back in the day when we were in college, Rindis and I had a whole system. Rindis had a lot more company than me back at the dorm, shall we say. And so she developed a whole system of different colored ties that she'd put on the doorknob depending on what the situation was. So it was like red if Rindy brought a girl back, it was blue if Rindy brought a boy back, it was green if it's better if we just don't ask questions, and then it was yellow if Hufflepuff if there was an invitation to join. But Rindis never used the Hufflepuff tie.
Yeah, Rindis doesn't like to
Are
share.
you
Sometimes
satisfied?
special.
Not yet, but maybe later. All right, through the curtain.
I'm going to hold you to that. And she puts her head back through the curtain.
As long as they're not Canadian, I'll go through the
Wow,
curtain.
okay, that was a year ago. Let it go.
His mother had 13 cats. Eh? Sorry, eh? Was it good for you
All right.
too, eh?
As a matter of fact, it wasn't. And I definitely feel like...
I'm sorry.
I definitely feel like I drew the short end of the stick of that one, eh? And, you
Short
know,
end of the hockey, I'd say.
If any of you bothered to care about my life, you'd know how bad it really was.
Encounter Roleplay just lost all of its Canadian followers.
It's okay.
Such low-hanging fruit.
Stickier than maple syrup, eh? Through the door. Off we go.
through the curtain.
Down the rabbit hole.
All right. Mitch, I want to find this guy's dream, so that's what I burned my crit on, navigating to this guy's dream.
Excellent.
What does an asshole dream about?
So as you move through, you at all times feel as if there are 1,000 eyes gazing at you. Little small black eyes you can see sometimes in the darkness as you're walking through. And as you go by, you come to the street, long and winding, with houses on either side, with these strange kind of bustling smoke coming from the vents. There is a large tower in the distance and gray sky. You can feel and see people gazing at you from the windows.
So, what's the plan of attack?
Oh, I just need to find him. That's all. There'll be no... I don't see any need for any attack of any kind. We just need to talk to him.
Cool. I'll probably hang back, because, I mean, even if it's like a nightmare or something, I don't want him to recognize me later.
I wouldn't worry about that.
That's fair.
So I would guess, based on the layout dreams usually take, especially an asshole like this, probably gives himself a place of prominence, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess the big tower is probably his. Should head that way.
Sophia is gonna reach out and offer her hand to Molly as kind of like a little comfort squeeze type thing. Because this is pretty rough. And hey, last time a guy crossed us, we failed to really kill him, but we tried really hard.
Yeah. You notice on Molly's hand, there's kind of like the script of black ink upon her arm. It says, "You're stronger than all of them."
And as part of my truth, it's not just a scrawl of ink. It's been tattooed into her skin.
Aw, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did Molly get a stick and poke prison tat?
Of course she did. Molly is metal.
Yeah. He's metal as fuck. So yeah, I'm gonna head for that tower if everyone's coming along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You move on down, and you smell him, Dommel. But it's not leading you to the tower at all. It's kind of leading you to one of those homes. Slight candle can be seen from the window.
Smell him, you say? What's it smell like?
Oil?
Oil. Like motor oil?
Mm-hmm.
Smells like kerosene or something.
Is he a mechanic
No.
or something, Miles?
Nah, a sick guy like this, it's probably massage oil.
Tell the difference.
Mm.
Is that... My instinct's telling me that's him, Molly. Does that make sense? That it would smell like petroleum products?
Yep. He... well, back in the day, he had this motorcycle that he was always playing with, tuning up, making it all pretty, and I don't know, maybe he's gone on from there. Who knows?
How long ago was that, Molly?
Probably before you were born.
Hey. And he's still dreaming about it. Still dreaming about it all these years later. Sounds to me like somebody peaked in high school. All right. Well, this is it then. Remember, everyone, it's just a dream. He won't know that, but you all should remember that. Let's go. And Dom
Wait,
just like goes to this house. Go ahead.
What are the rules of the dream? Can we just make things happen like, like a waking dream, or when we fall we wake up, or when something happens we wake? Well, what are the rules?
Hard to define under these circumstances. I haven't done this very much, pulling other people in. This is sort of new. But
Well, I just said that in Swedish, and you understood me, so I think we're good. I think the rules here are strange. They're dream rules.
Huh.
If you die in the dream, you die for real.
I don't like that rule.
Maybe that was a movie.
Wait.
I can't promise you it's not a rule.
Do we need tops to spin to make sure if it's real or not?
Yeah, that part is actually completely true.
Brindis, twirl around for us.
And she does a very exaggerated, like, ballerina twirl, and her normal outfit changes to, like, a flowy red dress.
There you go. Spinning top.
So it does work for all of you then. Good, you can help. And Dom walks toward this house and just puts his hand to the door, puts his shoulder into it, believing fully that this door is unlocked and it will open for me.
And it does. It creaks open. Dark floorboards, wood. You can see on the other side.
Follow that smell, that scent, the motor oil smell.
Stepping in, just on your right, gazing out of the window, is a man who very much resembles Brent. Older, more decrepit, moving back and forth on this chair.
Go kneel down. Just kind of walk across the room and squat kind of in front of him. Dom kind of puts his hands on his knees kneels in front of this fellow. Hello, Brent. It's Brent, right?
Hello?
Brent?
Yes.
Where are you, Brent?
Home.
You live here.
Yes.
And where's here?
Four walls. A window.
And this is where you stay? This is what you remember. This is your home. This is your world. These four walls and that window. And that door we just came in through.
Yes.
You ever... Tell me something, Brent. You ever been married?
A long time ago. Yes.
Any plans to do that again anytime soon?
Yes.
So we got the right Brent. You remember Molly, right, Brent?
He kind of lazily looks up and around. Yes, I think so.
I don't think you do. You don't seem to remember, because I feel like if you remembered, if you really knew who that was standing next to you right now, you'd be on your knees apologizing. And yet you're not. So I'm not sure you know who she is. I want you to think really hard, Brent. Really hard. Who is Molly to you? Who? What have you done to her?
Hard to say. I don't think about it much.
Don't? And why not? Why don't you think about it?
Inconsequential.
No. No. I'll tell you why. I think I've known other men like you, Brent O'Brien. I think I know why you don't think about it. I think you don't think about it because it makes you realize how fucking pathetic you are.
Why?
You see, because you're so much smarter than you realize, Brent. All of us are. We're all so much smarter than we realize. We all can see around us that this is an illusion, that this is not reality. You're not really here right now, Brent. You're at home in your bed. But even then, are you really there? No, you're not really there either, are you? Because there is so much more to this world than simply what you see between when your eyes shut and when they open. There is so much more. And I think deep down, I think you know it. I think you know that on some level. You recognize how small and insignificant and powerless you are in this vast cosmos we can't possibly wrap our minds around. You, my friend, are a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam, and you know it. And you know what? You know why I'm better than you, and why she's better than you, and all the rest of them? You know why you're pathetic and we're not? We look into that void, we see what's on the other side, and we live with it. You know what you do? you try to feel powerful amidst your powerlessness by foisting yourself onto an innocent people, by torturing innocent people. So you can feel like somebody? So you can feel like something that has any meaning in this maddening universe of ours. Well, you don't. And I would like to show you something now. I would like to show you what you've put my friend Molly through. It's actually right this way if you want to just avert your eyes. I can show you exactly what you did. Sure. And I'm going to use my ability and use my crit opener of the ways, and I'm going to open a portal to hell, to Inferno. And Dom again like puts his hand through and like pulls the curtain back.
Yeah, he looks at it, but there's really not much of a reaction from him.
You see? There's so much more.
He stares at it. No response.
Just get in the fire, you fuck! And Sophie's gonna push him.
Yep. At the same time.
Yeah, I feel like Molly and Sophie have been exchanging glances, and when he doesn't go, they'll push together.
Have I been waiting for someone to do it? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. On the other side, there is no flames. It's just kind of a brisk cold. It almost looks like this place, just slightly darker. The streets more angular. The towers reaching up into the sky, several of them.
She just kicked him through, though? Just yeeted him through the portal?
Can we just yeet him through?
You can.
Team yeet! Goodbye, Brad. Yeah. You are not a good dog.
Grindis is gonna walk over to where he got yeeted to, and just playing up the hellscape look with her own appearance, she's gonna lean down and say, "I'll be seeing you very soon, Brent. Just hang out here for a little while." And she'll go back to the curtain and join the others.
He smiles as he looks at you, Rindis. You hear the teeth chattering, and kind of on the portal, several white hands cling to it. Peeking over on the side is the skull-like figure with its eyes bored out, flesh sewn together, and teeth kind of ripped out and pointed outward towards you. Every bit of its flesh is wrapped in this leather wire that cuts the flesh, and the other part of the skin is almost like just throbbing sepsis-filled protrusion of some sort, with leaking this milky black substance onto the floor. It crawls forward with its tiny little hands moving forward, cracking with every step as it gazes into where you are and starts moving forward.
Time to go, Dom. They're coming.
Take care of yourself, Brent.
Close the door.
Try to close the portal. Do I have to roll again to close it? Or
go ahead.
I got one last crit. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. It closes, this thing gazing at you. And then you are back within those four walls.
I'll give him something to think about for a while, at least.
Can't
Everyone
he just
roll.
stay in there?
Everyone roll, keep it together.
I think thirst for knowledge would also trigger here.
Mitch,
Yeah.
if I might make a suggestion, I see a lot of these bad 20s up on our screen. We could unlock some
Let's do
nightmare
it.
modes, some 2020
do it.
mode.
There's a lot. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god, there is. All right, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot. So thirst for knowledge gives me +1 stability for finding out about the various nightmare realms that Dom just opened up.
Yeah, everyone. I'm gonna use them all. I'm gonna use all.
Alright.
Of
Yeah.
them.
So we're all
So,
fucked up. Okay.
Colin, you will be on 2020 mode, which is D4s. Rindis, you will
Jesus.
also be on 2020 mode.
Hell
Molly
yeah.
will be on 2020 mode, and I will be on nightmare mode because I only have one at the moment. Quick, before they
Alright,
give me
unless-
more. Get
Unless
me.
someone wants to
Give
quickly
her
throw
more.
one in.
No, I'm good.
What's our modifier?
Willpower.
Willpower.
Willpower. Okay.
Willpower. Yeah. So yeah.
Just
2d4
remind me
plus
quick how I roll, because, yeah, it's been a while.
So-
You are
Slash
rolling.
advanced dice roller. Yes. Everyone
Mhm.
talks at once.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Everyone, quickly.
I got about as
It's a
good as I could
9.
make it. 9.
Dom did real bad. Real bad.
Yay! 8!
Hey, high five. 7.
Oh god. We're not gonna keep it together.
No one passed. All right, everyone, take -4 stability as you have just processed life-changing trauma. You have stared into Inferno. You are in lands you can dare not dream of. And I think what is most creepy is that Brent smiled. As if he knew something that you guys didn't.
So I'll trade out my +1 and make it 3, -3.
No, you open one little portal to hell, and look what happens.
But you guys
So
are
he
back
is now
in the
distressed.
four walls. Windows peering out. From looking over, you notice that those same black eyes are pressing against the window, gazing at you as you are in this house.
I don't think that worked quite the way we wanted it to.
Be a good time to confess I haven't actually done that before.
Oh,
No.
well, hey, look at the bright side. Sleep paralysis didn't get all of us this time.
Not this time. And
Nope, not this time.
he is still in hell. I mean, I
Are
was
you
hoping
sure that we're not?
can never
No,
really be
this
sure.
isn't. I'm sure this is.
You are the
fine.
least comforting people to talk to in this entire world, and I have talked to many doctors.
I haven't spoken to you in a year. I'm sorry. I've tried.
So explain
You
to
all
me
wanna-
where exactly we are. Are we in his
Oh, you're in the dreaming.
Or yeah, he dreams of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, pretty bleak.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
It is. He must not think highly of himself, but also, fuck that guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can always go back to my dream if you'd like to be somewhere more comfortable.
I think I'm gonna disconnect for a while. I gotta go pay him a visit myself. It's been nice talking to you guys. Hey, Molly, appeals in the works. You and Dom should be out soon, as long as you stay out of trouble.
Really?
Uh-huh. What do you think I've been doing this year?
I have no idea.
I will sum it up very nicely for you. The warden likes ropes. Bye. And she disconnects from the dream.
She tries to.
Shit. That's much more dramatic than it works.
There are footsteps from the stairs leading down.
Ah, crap.
Sorry, can't let you go just yet. We have a visitor.
Yeah, there's always strings attached.
I really want to wake up now and stop inviting me to your parties. They suck.
It's not really.
Well, we got to push someone into hell. That was pretty good.
That's pretty wild.
I just thought this would be a nice thing we could all do together.
All right,
Push a guy
Molly,
into hell.
you can invite me to parties. You other two are on the bad list.
Never been on the good list.
Well, yeah, I was like, nothing's changed then. Okay.
When was the last time I laughed?
Yeah.
See,
You
Molly
notice
can
several
appreciate
movements. Little movements in the corners. Something crawling on the ceiling. Little eyes staring at you from the cracks of the floorboards.
I would really like a weapon. Really would like a
So-
weapon.
What's the plan to get out of here?
Or to wake
Can I
up. I will
manifest a
take
weapon?
waking up.
I want to try to manifest a weapon. And I don't know what the rules of the dreaming are, but I'm curious to know if there's a way I can do this.
You can.
Is
You guys
it
can
something
all
requires
feel
a roll?
comforted. No, you can have it.
Sophie, if it's all right with you, Dom's gonna be like, Sophie, calm down. Give me your hand.
She pulls back for a moment, but then gives you her hand. It's shaking, and you can see the scratch marks all over the back of her palm. Okay.
And he puts your hand in his palm, and then puts his hand over the top of it and kind of cups it. All right, just relax a moment. And when he pulls his hand back, there's just like a big, like, gigantic caliber revolver in your hand. Since you wanted a weapon,
You gave me Dirty Harry? Sure.
you said you want. It's the first thing that came to mind.
A big gun.
Don't worry, you can handle it. It's just a dream.
It matches all the big D energy you got.
Sophie wants to take in more of this room, Mitch. Is there... I forget if it's in this game or not. Is there like an assess danger move in this game? Or which big bad do I shoot first move?
Observe a situation.
Thank you. And chat, I've seen your donations for additional credits. They are popping up as we go. Alright, so I want
things.
Yeah, no, we got a massive bane. Draku gave us all nightmare mode. I wasn't gonna mention it, but it's there. Sorry, Mitch.
Can't hide it for long.
I'm normally at a -2 anyway for perception. With the stability, what am I at? Can anyone tell me? Is that -6? -5?
It should say right next to it. It's not a disadvantage you're rolling for. It'll say if it's like normal moves would have a penalty. But we'll say for this instance, let's just give you a -2.
Okay.
What's your
So
level
I'm rolling.
for stability right now, Sophie?
-4, I think.
So she'd be distressed.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll roll a nightmare mode. Wait, 2020 mode? I don't know. 2020 mode.
No, you regular mode.
Regular?
I'm not bringing it out. I want you to see.
Oh, okay. I want you to see the horrible thing that's coming for you.
You have to see.
Right. 12,
It's a
apparently I
sight
do have to
show
see.
There you go.
Yay.
Even with a -4.
Ask your question.
You must see.
Alright, my question. What is the most dangerous thing to Sophia in this space? Is that a question I can ask? Hang on.
No, that is perfect. Looking up, you feel as if your hair is a little bit matted. Unbeknownst to you, as you reach your hand up to your hair, you realize that there's this thick saliva which is clinging to your hair, and as you follow it up, you see this spider-like porcelain figure above you, feminine in quality, but everything looks like it's been sewn shut. So her chest has been scarred and then sewn back together. Several parts of her flesh are kind of protruding bones, and then the flesh have been sewn just around the bone. And even her eyes kind of dangle with several threads of this white filament as it gazes down at you. Around her fingers and hands, which there are too many to count, you notice several of these filaments kind of leading off into dark corners of the room, and the slight sound of giggles can be heard around you.
I shoot the giant bug lady thing on the ceiling. I do violence onto that body. Do I roll?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you do not. Unfortunately, as you shoot, it just doesn't care. The bullet goes right into its body and then just starts leaking out this black saliva-like fluid onto the ground. And you notice several of the little hands moving over and immediately start sewing this thing back shut. The eyes look around. I smell children.
What are you?
What do you want?
I am going to take the children, and then you can go home.
Children?
The children.
What children?
Yes. And you see like saliva dripping from her mouth onto the ground. And strangely, this little, almost childlike creature with its head kind of dipping to the side, a bone shooting out from its throat, wobbles forward and collects the saliva and starts like moving it across its lips as it's staring at you.
Run. Everybody. Run. Sophie is looking for an exit. Window. There was a window somewhere. She's been through a window once today. Twice is on the cards.
You see the window, but pressed up against it, you have those little black eyes staring at you. You can do it if you'd like.
I'd like to shoot the window first, so I'm not just leaping through a pane of glass. And maybe the black eyes will go away.
Go ahead and act under pressure as you jump out into the street.
Black eyes, go away. Shit. Act under pressure. Sorry, fam, what's the stability effect on that? I don't have that on my sheet right now. Feels weird.
So you're at distressed right now, so you don't have any penalty at this moment.
Okay, thank you. 18!
Nice.
Oh
Oh my god!
How is that even possible?
Yeah, you jump out right into a pile of these creatures, almost like shadows with multiple hands, and they're grabbing onto you, and you can feel bits of your flesh start to peel off as you are moving through this crowd. What's everyone else doing?
Crowd surf, let them take my mortal flesh. I don't care. I'm going.
Rindis is gonna see Sophie go for the window, and looking back to the spider creature, she says, "Fine, just take them and leave us alone." And she's gonna like go for the window as well and try and rescue Sophie.
Accepted. Thank you. And the crowd parts before Rindis. Solemnly, the little ones with their little black eyes move away from Sophia, who's bleeding on the pavement, bits of her flesh being chewed upon by these small creatures. You can hear the smacking of lips. One even has, like, this smile as he's kind of chewing on a bit of her cheek.
It's not real. I'm going to wake up.
Can she run down there and start shooing them off of her? Preferably kicking the one that's at her cheek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're pretty scared of you, at least.
Yeah, she's gonna swat and kick at these things to get them off of Sophie.
Excellent. And how about you, Molly?
Oh, I guess I'm going out the window too. Gotta help Sophie. Gotta help Sophie.
The crowd does not part for you. And as you're heading towards the window, you hear the creature say, "Give me the child."
What child?
Your child.
No. Never.
It turns
Can I
to
do a thing?
Dommel. Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. I was just about to talk to it. You heard the woman. You get the fuck out of here. And I'm going to use Exorcist to try to banish this thing.
All right, go ahead.
And I have a crit again. Someone gave me a crit.
I'm going to use my 2 Banes.
So night 2020 mode.
Well, so you can either cancel out one to make it nightmare mode, or you can just let me have my 2 Banes and you save that crit for later.
I will.
And we can donate too.
It's more interesting when shit goes bad. So let's. Well, so here's the funny thing about Exorcist. Well, okay, so it's nightmare mode, right? So actually, I do need to roll this because it is at least possible that I could succeed at this. So give me that nightmare mode plus soul. Okay. Oh boy. That's not great. That's not great. So here's the funny thing about the Exorcist ability. On a 9 or less, the creature resists banishment and something goes terribly wrong. Such as the creature possessing you.
I'm glad we're on the street, Sophie.
Yeah, I don't. As we know, I'm already pretty susceptible to possession. So.
Yeah, I mean that sounds perfect. Yeah, the spider thing immediately looks over at Dommel as he's trying to banish it, and with the improbability of a dream, slips inside the throat of Mr. Gallagher as he's kind of choking. You see the hands kind of pushing against the wall to fit into that small little spot. And then the hands finally just slick wet into his throat.
Dom. Come on, Dom, fight it. Fight it. You're strong. Come on, Dom. Spit it out. Spit it out. Zaki.
I'm all right. I think it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. But now we should go too. Before it comes back.
You can get us out of here, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I can get us home. I would like to use enhanced awareness to try to find a place nearby where the veil between the dreaming and reality is thin that we can go through.
Yeah. Go ahead and do so. You have a +2 to your roll.
Thank you. This is gonna be, and no more goddamn nightmare modes. This is gonna be +5 in total for me. Yeah. There we go.
Strangely, it's right behind you, where you had opened up the portal to Inferno. It's almost like one of those spinning doors, right? Where you know Inferno's like right there, but home, it's right there too.
So Dom actually walks across the room and puts his hand up in the air and touches where the portal to Inferno was, and it kind of ripples a bit. And he kind of pokes at the fabric of reality that kind of like ripples like jello. He says, "Oh, I think I must have weakened it after opening that portal, so should be right here." And he just kind of like reaches his fingers in, like he's sticking his hand into like a brick of jello, like sticks it in and like pulls and
it's kind of like this, and there's like a sucking, and it's wet and it grips your fingers as it follows you along.
What
And
about Sophie and Brendas?
I'll hold this open if you want to go get them.
I turn to go toward the window again.
Yeah. You move over there. All is well. There are no more of these black-eyed children. The street is empty except for a few windows of silhouetted shadows gazing down at you with more than a passing interest. Sophia's face is torn apart, and beneath it you can almost see a porcelain figure underneath that flesh.
Sophie,
and there is Rindis as well.
Rindis, come on. Dom has a way out for us. Come on.
Sophie, are you alright?
We have to go. Dom was the way in for us, and look at this place. Where are we? What is even happening? And she's got
We're
the
not-
gun, and she's shaking, and she's just pointing it at everything. Doesn't even matter if it's moving or a building. Everything is about to get shot as far as Sophie's concerned. Maybe even Rindis.
We're not. And she's gonna reach out and just carefully put a hand, lower the gun. We're not supposed to be here. Dom. Molly says Dom's got the door open. We need to go. I just wanted to make sure that they didn't take you too.
Go.
So, Sophie, take
Go
my
back.
hand
We're leaving.
and go home.
Where is home?
I don't know, but it's better than here.
Yes, you can come back to Osaka with me if you want.
Sophie hands the gun to Rindis. Shoot anything that touches me. And she'll take Molly's hand, except Molly.
Not Molly, though, right? Okay. I just wanted the clarification. Since this is a dream realm, when Rindis touches the gun, it changes from the Dirty Harry revolver to the Hellboy revolver to fit her aesthetic.
Always on point.
And Dom, you have hands upon you, slick and wet, naked and spilling forth from this ripple in the wall.
Yeah. Dom very stoically keeps his hand right where it is, holding this tear open. And just whatever's happening, just lets it happen.
Yeah. Shannon's face kind of moves through the ripples, and she looks down at her long hair cascading down over her naked frame as she steps out, wet and kind of covered in blood. She runs her hand along your shoulder. Dom, I've missed you.
I know you. How do I know you?
Yeah. We had a good fight years ago.
Yeah.
And you feel another hand reach out, and you see Alexander come through, naked, coated in blood. His hand on your chest.
I know you.
Dom, stay. You should stay.
In the dreaming. You want me to stay in the dream?
We want you to come with us. No longer the dreaming. This is a place of princes. Let's go to the place of gods.
I can't remember why. I should be upset that I'm seeing you right now. Both of you.
Why should
No,
you?
I should be upset.
You're the cause of this. You reap what you sow, Dom. And you can feel slight pressure on your shoulders as a woman is close behind you, her hands massaging you.
No, that's not how I remember it at all. I didn't do anything wrong. You left me.
Of course you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything as you were meant to. You had it figured out. We just wish we had learned beforehand, and maybe we would have done the same to you. But you're here now. It's time to reap, Dom. You want to be a god. You want your divinity back.
Yes, I do.
Leave them. Come with us. You did this to us. And the man kind of looks down at his frame, glistening with this blood which drips down on the ground, well-toned body, perfect, without any blemish or scar.
I did, didn't I?
Did.
I did.
Everything inside you is poison. You are the cause. We are the plants. The crop. Reap, Dom.
Show me.
This way. And they pull the curtain back towards Inferno. The tall buildings, sharp angles, the slight haze. And you can see the kind of ice escape from your breath.
Inferno.
We have such pleasures to show you, Dom. Pleasures of the flesh, pain, joy. It's almost orgiastic in quality.
Whatever I did to deserve whatever happened to you two.
You did nothing wrong, Dom. Why do you see this as punishment? This is divinity. This is everything you could ever dream of.
It is.
You have left your impression on us. We smell as you smell. Our flesh is yours to make malleable.
Okay. And he reaches back and takes off his necklace and reaches through the portal back through into the dreaming and says, just something for them to remember me by. And he tosses it through the portal. Let's go.
They close the curtains in Inferno, and Dom is gone, leaving Sophia, Molly, and Rindis alone here.
Underneath Brent's name on my mental list, Domhnall just got added. It was weird. It was a strange moment.
Each one of you guys wake up. Sophia, you are wet, just crossing over the lake, the glistening city before you. You know where to go. You know where you can find Rindis. Molly, you're still trapped. And there's an almost sense of foreboding. And you pray that if there is a God out there, that they watch over your daughter. And Rindis, maybe it's a comfort, but as you wake for the first time in months, it's quiet. It's quiet in this little apartment that you have. No screams, no cooing. You're finally at peace. In an empty cell, somewhere in a prison, a priest once lived but is no longer there. Sirens are raised, but they never find him. Of course, his patrons know that it has something to do with the divinity. And that's where we'll end it.
Perfect time for a little music cue. Holy shit. And as Mitch says in our Roll20, thank you all so much for joining us tonight for Cult. I am Pilgrim. I'm going to run through really quickly our little shout outs for tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for donating and getting involved. We loved your live messages and hope you enjoyed seeing those incorporated tonight. I want to say a massive thank you to Pennywhite Games, Colonomicon, and Staffen for their subs and gift subs tonight. Those unlocked events and fun galore for the wonderful Mitch to unleashing us. Thank you so much to Nymeria and Draku and Kai Hawkeye for big crits and additional crits. They did a lot. Mostly bad things. I'm scared about these messages that Mitch is now posting in Roll20, but I'm going to continue to ignore that. And thank you so much to Hippie Killer as well for the donation of a Bane, and to Staffen for that 22-month re-sub. Thank you all so much. Oh, and finally, thank you to Cleric of Cord for the Truth for Molly badass tattoo message, and we also added a stat buff. Thank you so much for that. Truths are powerful and I love seeing them in play. Let's go around, check in with everybody, and then say good night for now. Let's go on up to the biggest troublemaker whose ego just got stroked to the point where he became a god. Who thought that was a good idea? Colonomicon.
Wow. Talk about play to find out what happens, because I did not go into this session being like, this is the one where I attempt to ascend to godhood. This is definitely going to be that episode. No, I thought we'd have some nice get together, maybe like have a visit after we all get out of jail and sit down and have a sandwich, and instead I tortured a guy in his dreams and then went to hell. So life takes funny turns and comes at you fast. Yeah, Dom's an idiot. God, I love this guy. He's so stupid, though. But man, I adore playing this character, but he infuriates me so very often. Oh God, the Sophie rage directed at Dom was like palpable tonight. That was some strong stuff, Charlie. Man, I don't know if I could pick a favorite moment tonight. I mean, I obviously got a kick out of telling off fucking Brent. Fucking Brent, man. But long before I got to Brent, Molly did, and Cadence absolutely crushed it on dealing with that prick once again. So all the love to Magdalene Bloom. You're the real MVP. And let's see. Other than all that stuff, I'm Colonomicon on Twitter, and hit me up there, and I roll dice and pretend to be other people in a lot of different places. And then including Friday, Wild and Chaotic, here, 9 to midnight, and then Monday, Kobold Press, Deep Magic, and in between, EncounterCon. And every game is absolutely fantastic. You should watch all of them, Saturday and Sunday. Going to be absolutely, Charlie, I'm sure, has many more things to say about this, but there are a killer selection of games for EncounterCon. You should watch all of them. I'm very partial to the one that I'm doing with Lydia, the Fey Grinder, but every single one sounds just so incredibly cool. And honestly, I don't, having been through it, I'm in an unenviable position with the Fey Grinder of having to follow Kat doing Stielenacht immediately before that, because that is an intense time, ladies and gentlemen. So have fun with that. And yeah, that's all for me. I cannot wait to see all of you this Friday, and then all of you again for EncounterCon this weekend.
On the note of EncounterCon and the Fey Grinder, all of the games, as Colonomicon says, we've got 6 of them. There are posters coming up with the full thing, but the Fate Grinder is on at 4 p.m. and we are raising money for Thrive DC, which is a wonderful charity that works with the homeless in Washington DC, supporting them and providing crucial resources. So while this weekend is mostly about having fun as a community, that is your chance to get involved. If you do have some spare money, please consider donating. If you don't, just hit a retweet, just be there, give us a shout out in chat. That all counts and means so much. But yeah, it's going to be a fun event this weekend. It's fully packed. But speaking of fun events and a fully packed schedule, thank you so much, Cadence, for coming in. You came straight from a Jasper's Game Day game and hopped into Molly in a insanely intense scene, mind-blowing scene. How are you and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, that was quite the transition, going from my strange little barbarian character to Molly in prison. It's like, oh, character whiplash, I'll tell you. So thank you, Mitch, for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was good. I think we raised a decent amount of money too. I kept trying to see corner of my eye the totals, and apparently hell is printing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Inferno is getting a memo.
As usual, you can find me here on Wednesdays, and if I may, I don't know how this will work. My family was blessed this past week. Yeah.
Is it a baby?
It's a wee little,
It's
it's
the
a wee
baby.
little baby.
Baby.
It's my son and his
Aw.
wife, and little William Thomas.
Aw.
And they're all healthy and happy, and
Congratulations.
yeah, nothing makes you feel older than having a second grandchild. But hey, being with you guys keeps me young. So
We promise
get
not to
Cadence
let
more
Mitch
crits.
feed them to anything.
please, especially not the baby. I haven't met him yet. Stupid COVID.
I don't know if that's something that you can promise, to be honest with you.
I can. Because
We
like
will
we would
protect
fight
this baby.
Brent for Molly, we will fight Mitch for, the safety of this delightful tiny Chaos Chorus member. I've already decided we're adopting them. They're joining the cult with a K. They're one of us
Excellent.
now.
Excellent.
I found out where to get
I have
a baby cult shirt.
Perfect.
So,
Really?
Oh.
I want
They make
this.
baby cult shirts?
Awesome.
yes,
Shouldn't you know this, bitch?
I'll send
Not
you.
from Helm Gas, so I don't.
Oh, it's from Gehenna.
He's like, I gotta call marketing. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. I got a trademark lawsuit I need to initiate. Hold on.
While that is
I'll
all
send you
kicking
guys the
off,
link.
yeah, drop us a link. While that's all kicking off, let's go on over to Rindis, aka Party White Games, who started off the night by dropping us some gift subs and ended the night by dealing with Sophie very bravely. And no Canadians, eh?
No Canadians, eh? Yeah, hi, I'm Rindis. You can catch us 6 days of the week over on Party White Games, normally 8:30. We do various games. Tomorrow we will be doing Scum and Villainy, that's the word, at 7:30. That is where I'll be playing our pilot character. Shay, my girlfriend, does some reading on Fridays. We play Dungeons & Dragons Saturday, Sunday, Monday, where I run my own horror campaign. I almost said horrible, and that's just DM mood right there, where it is a horror-themed campaign with cannibals and gnolls and all kinds of fun stuff. Tuesdays, the Masquerade. Wednesdays, of course, I'm here. There was one specific one I wanted to shout out, and I just forgot it. Oh, Monday, I will be on Dr. RPG, and that's what I'm hyped about. So if you guys are excited, Rindis will be on Dr. RPG giving love advice, so I can be awful there as well as here.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't know about this until just now, because the surprise is amazing. Oh my god.
Oh, that probably should have been a surprise, but I'm so excited.
Maybe.
Like I thought it was this Monday too, so I was sitting and ready in full cosplay, and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something, and then I looked and I was like, no, it's next week. My favorite thing from this session was letting Dom warm up this asshole for us, and it turned into a whole ordeal. And so, like, it's great. Like, I really liked us all going to the dream world together, and we got to see Sophie and Dom have new powers, and I'm excited because I got to hint at a cool thing that Rindis has picked up, but I didn't get to use today. So I get to sit on that for another week, which is exciting. But don't worry. Brent is going to get what's coming to him once Rindis has a turn, because it is a fun ability that I have not gotten to use yet. So that's me.
Awesome, thank you so much. I have one thing before I hand over to Mitch, and that's say if you were here watching live with us, that means that you probably weren't watching the Black as Fuck Roundtable live. Please do go and check out that VOD. It's a really important discussion that's going on in our community with some really wonderful people putting in their time to educate and share the problems and what we can do about them when challenges of diversity and inclusion in this space arise. There's some really important stuff being discussed. It's got Christina Ariel, Swords Full is in there, Michael Kritz, Gabe. There's a whole host of really great people talking over there, Honey and Dice as well. Please go and check that out. I think the VOD will be up on the YouTube soon. If not, have a look. Someone will be posting on the Critical Bars channel. Thank you all so much. Mitch.
Hi. Yeah, it was an amazing game. Yeah, it's just so much awesome stuff from Molly, from Dommel, Sophia, and Rindis. I like giving things out that I know will just lead to more pain and suffering, and then slowly filtering the truths of the world where, yeah, gods are around, but scary and horrible. Yeah, you can usually catch me at Penny for a Tale, and I have this new awesome art. It's me, and I get to touch it. It's awesome, and I love it. It's just, yeah. So thank you, everyone, for this, and I definitely look forward to next game.
Awesome, thank you so much. So there's going to be an important announcement coming up at EncounterCon, so be there, don't miss out. The next time we are live on Encounter Roleplay, though, will be Friday when we have our triple bill, triple threat. We start with Apocalypse World, Diesel Punks, we follow that up with Urban Shadows Eclipse, and finally that wild and chaotic Zweihander game, which so far has proven so wild and wild and chaotic, our technology can't handle it. Much like I can't handle this intro, I am hyped, I am sweating. This was a great horror show. We're going to go debrief. There will be a debrief in our Discord for anyone who's watched this and wants to see some additional notes on safety. Until next week, stay horrible. Don't go through portals to hell. And always take your friends on dreams to beat up ex-husbands who are horrible, horrible people, because it's the right thing to do. Today is a great day to roll dice. So long, farewell, friends.
For a stroll, riding up for wisdom 5, also sing